Now, we're talking about the fastest transfers, and there have been few videos have been circulating around from Cameroon. Um, if you are on social media, you see girls. There's some girls living bikes and entering luxury cars, and other girls walking to luxury cars. A lot of people have thoughts and comments on this, and we just want to share our own thoughts and comments on that as well. But I don't know if there's anything new. I think something that has been happening since time immemorial. Clearly, there's an upgrade in stages. People are living Okada, as it's commonly called in Cameroon, local means of transportation, to luxury SUVs. Something that people have to be. Some people are really upset about it. What if she has a boyfriend, or what if she's kidnapped? And to be fair, those are legitimate concerns. But my view is this was caught, and that's why it's making such a huge round on social media. It happens all the time. I don't know if you share the same thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it in our nature as humans to want to be better, do better, have better, right? So there's this um the need to upgrade, if you want to call it that way. The need to upgrade is inevitable.
Yeah,
It's inevitable. The need to make yourself better is inevitable. However, you choose to do that. Again, like you said, the you know many options that you could choose to upgrade or to upgrade yourself, right? And that was clearly an option that many people out there are taking. If you see someone in a position that is better than yours and they extend a hand, uh, there's a need to take it. And just like you mentioned, most of the time we don't really think about the risk that might be involved with respect to the video that we were talking about, right? She doesn't know who is in the car. She doesn't know where they're going. She doesn't know what situation she might be putting herself in. But again, it's a big car and she's on a bike, and I wouldn't want to ride a bike too, right? Forever. So if I again, I don't think it's just a situation for girls alone. I think men too
yeah,
would take advantage. I know there are very there are very few men who would find themselves in a situation where there's a lady in the car and extending a hand, like we see in the video. But I'm sure if they did, many men would consider, moving up, even if it means, sacrificing a little of their what word do we use, self-worth, or their morals, right? People do things like that. There's a little bit of outcry out there. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's this, she's that. But nobody knows her situation. Nobody knows what she's going through. Nobody knows what she needs. Maybe she is saying, "Oh, I would try this and see what I can get out of it," like any other, probably most girls would do.
right. Yeah, the comments were really disappointing. I don't know if people were just, I mean, on social media, people have the opportunity to be mean and be and get it paid. But the young girl, she's not married. I have no problem with that. And under that demonization of this girl, there's a lot of, if you have to deeper, there's a lot of kind of like jealousy and hatred of people who are doing well, or just looking people who are doing well in bad faith. Um, Certainly, if you're driving a luxury car, I mean, it should show that you're putting the work to be able to afford it, or maybe you took it from your dad or someone and you're trying to show off. But being in possession of something, nice cars, nice house, nice clothes, usually people associate that with a certain level of social status that come with
Mhm.
years of hard work and sacrifice and determination. So I was really surprised at why people were so. you know, mean to the lady, but I thought it was normal. And I can understand being a young guy who has nothing, who probably thinks his girlfriend is in love with him, and then she of course you're going to be hurt, but that is what has been from time immemorial. Men with power and money have always sought out beauty, youth in girls, and oftentimes these girls are not single at the time that these things are happening. So someone has to be hurt. I'm sorry, but that's life. Am I being unfair?
Oh, by the way, we don't even know if, again, like again, we watched a 30 seconds video,
Right.
and we have to kind of make certain
Right.
assumptions as we make these conversations. We don't know this girl. I don't think I've tried to find her on Facebook. I saw a name, but again, there was
Yeah.
no really no match. So we don't really know this girl. We don't know her situation, but would assume that even if she had a boyfriend, it's a boyfriend. There's no contract there, right? You're not in a serious relationship. You're just boyfriends. If there was a husband involved, then yes, I would want to, take a good look at what that situation might be. But we assume, if you don't mind, say she has a boyfriend, she probably would have a boyfriend.
Right.
And again, like I said, it's not marriage, there's no commitment, so
Yeah.
she's probably free to do whatever she wants to do.
Right. So that brings the questions: the boyfriend girlfriend relationship, is it something that can be broken up at any time? Because it's there's some level of commitment there, but it's nowhere near what marriage
Mhm.
is. They say for better, for worse, still there do those parts. I mean, most marriage vows will say that. But
Still,
boy,
it still doesn't stop people from doing what they need to do, right?
anything, but I'm sure it carries more
Some
weight,
way,
the
yes.
emotional and maybe some level of dependence you have on your boyfriend girlfriend. But really, boyfriend girlfriend has no legal or even spiritual connection that or bond that will keep you guys together. So will you say boyfriend girlfriend means you're still potentially single till you're married?
I'm saying that there's, even though you might feel like there's a commitment there, but that commitment uh can be broken at any time. It's I mean, it's a matter of choice for whoever made that commitment, right? Again, let's look at it this way. If we are in a situation being boyfriend and girlfriend, and we are way down there and not doing well, and I find an opportunity to better myself, would I really be taking
Right.
my relationship with you any seriously than I should be? Any seriously than what I think I might get out of this situation? I think if I were her, that's what I would be
Right.
thinking. Whatever relationship I have going on, is it better? Does it make me any better off than this situation I get me in? Right?
But certainly, a bike is worse than a luxury car. That's for sure. That's very obvious. So, I mean, if you're a young man there and you have a girlfriend and you're in love with her, I think you should put it at the back of your head that you guys are not really uh, tied down together. She has the opportunity to upgrade herself, and I think she should be able to take up on that opportunity.
Hmm.
So if you're a young man and you're not married, and you have a girlfriend, and you see an opportunity to better yourself, you should take
Why
on that.
not?
uh, There's nothing. So I was really shocked with how much she was demonized. But and it's only, and I think, this is just me thinking now. I think it's only because she hopped from the Okada SUV. Has she been the other way around, or even if it wasn't caught on video, I don't think people would have had a problem with it. Because don't these transactions happen every day in life? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be as big as an Okada to an SUV, but just leaving a taxi to a private car, that's an upgrade. Leaving someone who's in a single bedroom house to someone who has an apartment or a mansion,
Hmm.
that's an upgrade. Leaving someone who doesn't have a job for someone who has a job, that's another
That's an
upgrade.
upgrade, of
So,
course.
um,
And people are doing it every day.
people are doing
Unfortunately for her, her situation got caught in the camera, and it got put on. So I don't even know how anybody thought they should. Did it? How long did it go? At what point did someone say I should record
I,
this because this is how this might end? I'm not sure. But again, people are upgrading themselves every day out here. I remember when I, still young and back home, um, you go to the park to take a bus to Boya, for example, or to take a cab to Douala, and you're standing with all these girls. You're waiting for a cab to show up, and there's a Prado drives by, parks, um, beckons on one of these girls to come. They go, they talk for a few minutes. She jumps in and she leaves.
yeah,
Every day,
it happens every day.
everyday thing.
There was no social media then.
There was no social media then, but it was done. Everybody, well, everybody did it. Most girls did it,
Yeah,
right?
and
And again, even though I didn't think it was the right thing to do, eventually she gets to Boya first, all right?
yeah,
Secondly, she might get to Boya and leave with maybe a 10,000 franc note CFA to do whatever she needs to do with. I don't know what happens in the car. I don't know what the expectations are, but I definitely know she gets to Boya before me. She doesn't pay.
in the luxury car too.
Exactly.
Why
So
you?
do I blame her for that? Should I be upset?
Part of it, and I understand the young guys who are really bitter. I was there one time too. You know, broke. You think the girl really loves you, but it is part of the natural ecosystem of relationships. People tend to live from one stage to another, and it's unfortunate that men have to go through this. Your life as a man is totally different from the life of a woman. Women will have rich men be at your beck and call at any time, and they have all these offers. So what do you expect someone to do? So can you understand why young guys are feeling off about that lady upgrading? Because they are looking at their girlfriends and like, you know what, there's a potential for her to upgrade for me too.
Well, I think that's why young men need to do better for themselves.
Right.
If they get an opportunity to do better for themselves, they should be doing that, and should not be worrying about the girl sitting next to them. Because I know young men like myself who have missed opportunities because they thought they had
The
a girl that they
life.
couldn't leave. Right? You get an opportunity to go work somewhere in another city, and you're thinking about a girlfriend who's right next to you, forgetting that I'm sure if she had the same opportunity, she probably shouldn't be thinking twice about you, because you need to go better yourself
Yeah.
so that you maybe be able to better her if she stays, or be able to better your family if you. I mean, you hardly we all have families and they all need something. So I think if you get an opportunity, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or girl or whatever. You need to stop thinking about the relationship that you have. If your husband felt, it makes sense. I mean, husbands have left their wives to go better themselves because they know bettering themselves helps better the family too, right? So if you're not tied to any woman or any man, why would you consider staying on the same level as opposed to taking an opportunity that might improve your status? Why not?
So because I think that, yeah, I think boys feel like, I mean, young guys feel like they have the same prospects like young girls, but the difference cannot be it cannot be any vast as when you guys are getting up in age, and people are trying to look for partners and trying to settle down. Women already come with their values. They look beautiful. You just have to look beautiful, look good, dress up nicely, and your life can change in an instant. I mean, very obvious in the video. But a man, you have to earn your way to be able to attract beautiful women. You have to work hard, and unfortunately, this takes time. And a lot of men don't understand that it takes a number of years for you to be able to be that guy who can be in that luxury car and to be able to pull the girl who's on the bike. It doesn't happen overnight because men, you have to become. Women are just are. You have to become something. So do you think this is something that I struggle with as a young man? Oh, I was in love. I thought I could move mountains for this girl, but I quickly realized that wasn't enough. Do you think young men struggle to realize that?
I mean, they do, and again, because they're young and they have no experience, they've experienced no real life situations, right? Um, you get to, I mean, growing. I mean, people, they would have. I mean, they would have to. They would have to realize that the sooner you realize that, the better. The sooner I realize that, the better. I know instances where people have been in the quarters and men, boys. I mean, even age mates have come from Europe with all this money and have changed the dynamics of your career, right? Just because they have money and they are way better off than you, they are able to go through life a little differently. So yeah, it happens all the time. Some boys experience that early enough, and then hopefully shapes how they see life, and hopefully motivates them to do better for themselves, right? But others don't see it,
Do you,
and by the time they experience that, it's a little too
do
late.
you think it's an experience that all young men should go through? I think so. Because I think resilience, it builds character, it
Mhm.
makes you motivated. I think every young boy, some older person with more money, more power, more status, should come and take your girlfriend when you're young, so that it should tell you that you need to work hard, you need to strive to be better. I think that's something that every young man is supposed to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. Like you said, it hopefully builds character and hopefully gets you thinking in a more I should do better for myself so that this doesn't happen to me next time, right? I've heard like musics where they've said, you need to better yourself so that some rich guy doesn't come take your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, right? I think it's common enough that people are putting it in songs, but I don't think most of us are getting the message. Most of us are not getting the message that we're hearing.
Yeah,
Um, Man, you're nothing without. I don't
struggle.
want to say without money, but yeah,
Yeah,
but really, that's true. As a man, I mean, you mean nothing
yeah,
if you have no money in your pocket.
yeah. It boils down to your ability to be able to provide and take care of the people that you love. If you're a man and you cannot do those things, your manhood is quickly going to be questioned, both by the people that you love and the society, because the world is competitive out there.
Hmm.
People are, trying to get to the top. You cannot live your life as a man on easy mode. Women can do that and they'll be totally fine. They'll just hop from the Okada to the SUV and their life is going to change in an instant. But you as a man, you cannot afford to live a life like that, on easy mode and think that someone is going to come and change your life. You have to. You have to. And this is really unfortunate because it comes against the backdrop of a lot of societal pressure, especially for us in the West, that men and women are equal. You if you just socialize them, they're all gonna be equal and have the same outcome, which I think is terrible advice, not only for women but also for men too, because it reduces agency for you to better yourself. It doesn't motivate you to seek out for the good of the people that are under your care. For women, it also shows them that you should not lean on a man. So really, all it does is when you have all these two sides, competing against each other, it breaks down the family, and it's really sad to see it in real time. But I think the struggle is needed for men. It is part of you becoming a man. And I think men who do not go this, you can easily see how they become devastated when a girlfriend leaves them at an older age. You see men committing suicide,
Hmm.
stuff like that. I think part of it is because they did not really struggle or they did not have
The life
another,
experience,
yeah, they didn't have that experience.
or maybe they heard the message but did not get it because.
Yeah, experiencing it are two different things, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think, yeah, I think, of course. Yeah, again, like you said, some men take separation a little different
Right.
than others, right? So it just goes back to, hey, if I had had this experience when I was growing up, do you think I would be better prepared? when
Right.
I get older, right? And again, we've said this multiple times. It's happening every day. It's happening every day. Men leave women. Well, women women leave men for better men.
Yeah.
um, Women leave rich men for richer men.
Right.
So it's not really a poor man's issue, right? Because even even a rich a woman married to a rich man probably wants
Yeah.
more than what this rich guy to provide. A woman married to a man making $100,000 a year probably probably wants more.
Right.
So it could happen. But again, I
And
think it's just being prepared as a man. If something like that happens to you, how do
right.
you how do you take it?
Yeah. And this is not to say money is the end or be all of relationship. I think money is certainly important in relationships, but it's not it's not everything, but it's most things. You get what I mean? It's it's like it covers a lot of things, 80% of things that will help keep a relationship. Um, did you I for one I thought there was an undertone of um I wouldn't say hatred is a really harsh word. An undertone of dismiss, maybe disdain for richer people. Did you feel that in the comments under those videos?
When has there not been disdain or hatred for people who have done well for
Yeah.
themselves? That's the question, right? And it doesn't. I mean, it really. I don't
Because
think anybody likes.
guys, the joke can take or chat, blah blah blah, and you can tell the comment. I'm like, if you look at the problem, man, you're a loser. Why do you think this girl wants to stay with you? You know,
Oh, you don't have enough. You might not even be a loser in that sense of the word. You might just not have enough. You might be doing okay, but not as well as she wants you to be doing. Or you might be doing okay, but not as well as the next guy is doing, right? So you might not really be a loser. You might just not have enough to meet whatever expectations that she has for a man she wants to be with. So I mean, how do you play that? Better yourself, get more.
there are also comments of like, oh, what if she's being kidnapped? What if they're gonna do something bad to her? Do something sexual or even kill her. Um, those are risks that everybody takes. But even the broke people who are trying to get girls, they can still kidnap you and do all those bad things to you.
Mhm.
Do you want to be kidnapped on foot, or do you want to be kidnapped in a luxury car? I mean, have your pick. Um, at least you're kidnapped in an AC.
But joke it's yeah this it sounds like this, but I think the real risk, there's we've heard stories where young girls have been kidnapped, and there's human
Oh,
trafficking. I don't know if it's as bad in back home as we hear them around here, but yes, there are young girls who get taken away and they are never seen. They are either killed or they are forced into prostitution or really terrible things out here. Yes, there's real risk. And those who brought up the points about what are you getting into?
mhm.
It's a good question to
It is
ask. What are you
a
getting
fair
into?
question. Yeah, but my point is the risks are the same, if not higher, in broke people. Because what what rich man want to kidnap a girl to go and I mean it happens. I'm not dismissing
Mm.
that, but you cannot dismiss the fact that those risks still exist in broke people.
Yeah, but getting dragged or forced into something is different from you unconsciously walking into something dangerous, right? I mean, she accepted to get in. She wasn't forced. She wasn't dragged into the car. She actually left the Okada and got in the car. and then putting herself in situations that she couldn't tell until, well, probably would never be able to tell. Because you see a nice car, you don't know who's driving it.
Right.
The car might as well have been stolen by
Possible.
some
Yeah.
dangerous guy somewhere, stole a car, saw you, got you in, and then that's it. You're never seen again, right? So, but again, they say no risk, no reward. At some point, you see the risk, because again, we should acknowledge. I don't think she got in not thinking that this could turn out really badly for her. I'm sure somewhere in her subconscious mind, she thought about how bad this might end. But again, that is the risk she is willing to take.
Right.
And if she works for her and she got home safe and she did whatever she did and she got whatever she got, fine. But not every girl who gets in the car gets home safe.
Right. That's true.
Not, not every girl who gets in the car gets home safe. That's a fact. It's as simple as that.
So, but you accept that the risk still exists, even if it's a poor man who's asking you out.
Of course, yeah. Of course, yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
You don't know what their intentions are. You don't read minds. You don't. It's not written on their faces what they plan or intend to do with you. So rich, poor, same risk, right? That people will take, especially if it's someone you don't know. If there's some guy that you see in the quarter that you could say, yeah, I know this guy. This is where he stays.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story. But some guy you meet in a public place, you don't even know well, how do you even predict that they have good intentions for you?
I mean, this brings to light the risks that women take in the dating scene.
Mhm.
I mean, it must not just be kidnap and all the bad things that can happen to you. It might also be um, getting to know someone new, and you just entering into uncharted territory. So it is no wonder why women are very apprehensive when you're trying to know them, because we have a lot of creepy people out there who can do very bad things. So it's you have to tread with caution. I mean, meeting someone in a club and going back home with them is still a risky thing because you don't know these people or taking the number. So I think it points to the fact that the important point that women really have to take time to vet men, vet people, and men to vet people so that you know what you're really getting to, or at least have a sense of security before you know what you're getting to. Don't you think?
I- Is that, I mean, is that common? Do girls do that, or do girls, leave that to the dating sites to vet? Because again, like there's dating sites all over the place where you put in your thing, put in a bunch of information, and then you go to a date with someone you found on. So you're either doing it on your own, or you're
Yeah.
letting some dating webs company to do that for you, right? Again, still, it's information that you put, which means I could put whatever information I want. I'll be the best man, human being out there.
Yeah, but I think social media has gotten better. You can easily check someone on social media. You can meet in a public
Mhm.
place. Don't go to their houses right away. You check for pattern. And I'm not saying I'm good at it. I think women are better than this because they can read character better than we men can. So over time, I think naturally women develop that sixth sense to be able to sense danger and sense if a man is, coming at them genuinely or if someone is just mean spirited. I think also the instinct that women have to nurture children and raise children also has to make them hypersensitive to
Mhm.
all these dangers that the society and people pose. So it gives them that sixth sense that a lot of us men do not have. So they are better judge of.
I don't know about them. Maybe most of them are, but there are some out here who have made terrible decisions, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, maybe more women um have the sixth sense that you're talking about. But again, um you could judge somebody wrongly,
yeah,
really. You could clearly misjudge. You could clearly misjudge people out here, right? And people are good at pretending. Even women know that men. If a man wants something, he can pretend for a good year and be the nicest man that you've never seen. And as soon as he gets to a place where he thinks he has what he wants, and then you start seeing the real him. And then again, I mean, I wouldn't blame. Would you blame the girl for misjudging someone who intentionally, puts you to that path of misjudgment? Do you blame them? Oh, but again, like you said, I think they are more aware of they I think they are more aware of what a good man should be. I'm not sure how you say that, but
Yeah, yeah, whatever that means.
whatever that means. But how much time do you have to judge a man from the Okada into the car? How do you play that?
Well, I don't know. There's certainly not. Well, you get into the car and find out.
you, you take the risk.
It's risky.
you
It's really risky.
you
Um, Again, I think the risk is more, if not the same. It's the same, if not more, with poorer people. So yeah, there's risks everywhere, whatever decision that you make. So you just have to, there's hope and pray that everything works out well. But again, there's risks in any decision. Common than it's very common and it's normal.
I know it is. I know it is. I grew up seeing cases like that where you know
It happened to you.
not personally, but I know girls who would get in a car without hesitating.
No, I mean a girl leaving you for a better man.
How would I know? They left. I don't know if it was better or worse, but yeah, they left. But again,
Yeah.
probably left for something
No,
better, right? Because again, it's most likely when you leave, you're probably wanting to leave for something better.
yeah. Oh, it happened to me. It hurt, but I totally understand now, having years of experience after that. It hurts, but it is what it is.
It makes you. Does it make you? It makes you better
I
in
think, yeah.
in terms of
What do you mean? Yeah.
if you were to ever experience something like that, because again you did mention that men have gone through a lot: depression,
Right.
mental health, even committing suicide just because a woman left
I
them.
think, yeah, it helps create coping mechanisms. So it puts tools in your bag that you can be able to pull out if such a situation should happen to you in
Mhm.
the future.
Mhm.
More importantly, it gives you an understanding of how women's psychology work and how to be able to deal with women. I think those things are lessons that men have to learn, particularly at a young age,
Mhm.
because stating if your wife does that to you in your 30s, these things should happen to you in your early
When
20s.
you're young, when you're resilient and you can manage, and you've not put in so much
Not put
that
it
you start thinking about, hey, I put all this time, I put all this energy, and this is what I get, right?
like, bro, you haven't done anything.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
I think, yeah, it helps you build character. Also, importantly, it helps you ask, what does that guy have that I do not have, and how can I become that other guy? So sounds again unfortunate. So I can take another young guy's girlfriend. Simple.
Motiv- Motivates you, hopefully,
It does
get
motivate.
you
Sure.
to get off the couch and get to work.
And
But do you, again, like you said, we might just be going off here, but do you think that sometimes men go for women who they know very well that, you know, they don't have enough, or they don't have what it takes to
yeah,
be
yeah.
with these women, and
I,
then they are surprised when these women eventually say, well, well, thank you very much, but we're done here, and I need to go with someone who
yeah.
has a lot
No, I think
more than.
do that. Yeah. Um, um, but I think what happens more is women outgrow men,
Mm,
particularly women from high school to university. There's a lot of couples that leave high school, get into university, and the
Just go separate ways, man. Because it's like
first few months they might be together, but the next year she outgrows you, and she has to do better. And it's just the natural evolution of women, because women tend to mature faster than men. She's already like, okay, I have access to all these older men, wealthier men, men who are doing better. You are just struggling. I can't stick it out with you for how long, however long it takes you to be able to
for you
meet.
to be, yes.
So in a sense, women are more mature and they outgrow these boys, and it hurts, but that's just the way of life.